Hi, everybody. My name is Andy Hall, and I serve as Senior Director for Enrollment Management at Northwest University. And today, me and my colleague Jorine are here to help you in the efforts of recruiting and enrolling students to the Northwest Partnership Program. We're so grateful to be able to work with you and to partner with you in this process. And it's our hope that we would be able to present to you information and insights, tactics, strategies that will help you in the process of recruiting students to your program. So as I said, my job or my title is Senior Director for Enrollment Management, and I get to work with our undergraduate admissions programs, traditional on-campus, NPP, online, concurrent credit students in the high school, and I dabble in areas of partnering with our other enrollment units in graduate studies and other areas too. So it's really a fun task that we have to be able to help students on the journey of discovering God's call and to become the people that God is calling them to be through this program and through your program as an NPP. So I'd like to introduce to you my colleague Jorine Johnson. Jorine is one of our lead recruiters. In fact, he's an assistant director of recruitment, and he'll share with you what that means. So Jorine.
Hey everyone, nice to meet you all. We're so excited to work with you and partner with you. My name is, again, like Andy said, Jorine Johnson, and I'm the Assistant Director of Recruitment at Northwest University. I work with our recruiters and lead our strategies for the traditional on-campus program. So we're constantly thinking of new ideas, initiatives, opportunities to continue to engage students. So we're excited to partner with you.
That's great. Thanks, Jorine. Jorine does an awesome job working with our recruiters and helping them through the process. And so our job now today is to help you with those very same strategies. So we're here to walk through what is the process of recruitment. And really, there's four main things that we think of when it comes to recruiting. One is the enrollment funnel. Now, what is that? We'll explain that to you. It's actually pretty simple, and it's really just the process of moving students through from initial prospect or inquiry on down through enrollment and matriculation. Secondly is we'll go over promotion and recruitment. There's a lot of good stuff that we can talk about. We're not going to have all the answers. You certainly will have strategies and tactics that you could use to promote your program. And so these are just some ideas that we have that we use in admissions. Third is applicant tracking and what that looks like. And fourth, partnering with our NU offices. We're here to help you, and so we want to be able to give you the best insights that we can about that process. First up, we want to talk about the enrollment funnel, and I'll give kind of an overview of this. You know, it's really pretty simple. A funnel is a funnel, and so we want to move people through it from the top to the bottom. And your initial students are going to be those leads or prospects, people that have not yet quite heard about your NPP program, but you're wanting to help them learn about it and become engaged in what you have to offer. And so this is a great look at what the funnel is, and there are different definitions to understand these stages and what each part of the funnel is about. So prospects, as I shared about, that's kind of your general advertising. These are students that have not yet raised their hand to say, I'm interested in this program, but these are students who are yet to do that. Inquiries are students who have responded and said, yeah, you know, I'd like to receive more information, or, you know, I heard about this program and so my friend is doing it, so I think I might be interested in this too. Or sometimes they just come to us directly through the application stage, and then that's the first we've heard about their interest in the program. But that's what an inquiry is. They're moving from sort of prospect and unknown person to somebody that we know about. The applicant, or at the apply stage, those are students who start or submit an NPP application. It can be as simple as just starting their name and a little bit of biographical or demographic information about themselves into the system. This is certainly not a student who has completed the application. In fact, to get to that stage, an app complete is a person who has submitted all materials for their application. And it's worth noting that at Northwest University and almost any college, you need to submit official transcripts. Now, official transcripts, by definition, and it's kind of marked there at the bottom of the slide for you, official transcripts are marked official by a sending institution. And a prior institution is a college, university, community college, high school, wherever the student has enrolled prior to showing interest or enrolling in an NPP program. And so we need to have official transcripts in order to enroll them. It's actually a federal law, federal requirement in the financial aid world to have official transcripts from students. And that's because we need to show definitively that a student has graduated from high school or has other college credit already. So official means they've been sent by the school, they remain sealed. Sometimes students will have official transcripts in a sealed envelope. If they open it, it's not official anymore. So it has to be sealed. And sometimes we receive transcripts, more and more actually, electronically from other institutions. And so those will come directly to the admissions office for us to open. So after everything's been submitted and all the materials are in there, we make a decision about a student. The admissions committee reviews everything that the student has submitted, and we decide if the student is fully accepted. No problem. We're so thrilled to have them. Same with approved success. We're thrilled about these students. Approved success for us, success standing is a standing where a student maybe just shows or demonstrates from prior enrollment that they could benefit from a little additional academic support. And so we want to ensure that they are successful through their matriculation at Northwestern University throughout their program. So we give them a little bit of added support at time of admittance. We're thrilled to have these students, and they just thrive at Northwest. And then, of course, there are students that we deny, and we will make that decision based on overall fit and academic preparation, readiness to pursue the program. Once a student is approved, they're accepted to Northwestern University NPP. Hooray, we're all cheering for them. You're happy about that. We're thrilled about that as well. And it's our goal to move them on to confirmation. This is where they say in return or in response, yes, I want to do this NPP program, or this is the program that I want to commit to. And then finally, you can see at the lower end of that funnel there, you get enrolled and matriculated. An enrolled student is a student who is registered for classes. And of course, matriculated means they are showing up, they are in seat for the first day of class, they are enrolled, and they're doing it. They are a student. So this is a look at what the enrollment funnel is. We talk a lot about the funnel and the various stages, and we want to partner with you to learn about where your students are at in the funnel and to help them through that process. So that's a little bit of that overview. Now, Jorine is going to share with us about promotion and recruitment, and he has some helpful insights and advice about that with a little bit of an overview here.
Awesome. Thanks, Andy. And as Andy mentioned, our goal is to move students through the funnel. And through that funnel process, there are a ton of opportunities and strategies and tactics that we want to equip and empower you as recruiters to go and promote and recruit your students for your respective programs. And in that recruitment and promotion, there is a cycle, and recruitment is always happening. The job of a recruiter never really ends just because it keeps repeating itself. So among the winter and the spring recruitment cycle, it's all about program promotion, student recruitment. So it's reaching out to the leads and prospects and to the inquiries. It's getting students to apply. It's really building excitement, and really there's some great tactics a part of that initial stage to kind of move students through that process. And once you have students who've committed their spot to the NPP program. In the summertime, it's working with the academic advising office to really prepare and plan for students. This is where students will register for their classes. And in the fall, they actually begin their classes. They're interns. They are using the program engagement. They're connecting. They're actually taking their classes. And then onward is to the next recruitment cycle. So as you can see, it's always repeating itself. And that also leaves a lot of opportunities to continue to grow and continue to improve processes as well.
Very good. And, you know, throughout this cycle, this process that you're talking about, Jorine, there is kind of a cycle of different activities that we're doing all the time. And this is the summary of what that is. First, it's promoting your program. Secondly, it's solidifying your enrollment. And third, it's ensuring that your students' academic success is on track. and that they're persisting through and ultimately meeting the goal of degree completion. So we'd like to go into these 3 areas a little bit more in depth, as each one is pretty important. I'll share a little bit about program promotion, and then Jorine will share a little bit about solidifying your enrollment. First off, for marketing, this is where you get to share your opportunities and communicate your value proposition. We'll talk more about that in just a second. But this is where emails and SMS, that's texting, videos, all of those things become really important. It should be stated too that inquiries will receive automated value messages from Northwest University. We want to make sure that they are receiving information about Northwest so that they're beginning to more and more build interest in becoming a Northwest University student through your program. So that's what we'll be doing on the back end, sort of, as you're working with students towards that kind of promotion and marketing too. Visit events, these are all about the experiences that you can build to help a student engage with your program. So whether you host information sessions or invite them to coffee or have individual visit opportunities where they get to see what it's like in your NPP on a daily basis, we really suggest this kind of thing. We think it's really adds value to connect them with current students as well. It's really smart to think about this in terms of what it means to be a consumer in today's day and age. We don't buy anything today without really trying it out, whether it's a car or a new phone, or really having a good idea of what it is that we're buying. And even on Amazon, we're looking at the pictures of every product that we buy to make sure that it meets the needs of what we're looking for. The same is true in education. It's true in your NPP as well. And so really the best way that you can help a student envision that this is what they want to do is for them to engage firsthand with what you have to offer. So Jorine, if you would you share a little bit more now about outreach?
Yeah, absolutely. And part of the outreach is really, like Andy said, is relating and connecting with other students in the program. It's about creating community. Students want to feel like they belong, and they really want to feel like this program really allows them to build on personal relationships, whether it's for career advancement, as well as it's for their own community and building their own faith in Jesus. So that's through a number of different ways with current students: social media, mail, phone, text messages, emails. And all of that is the engagement piece, which is to really build excitement for your program. So whether it's through visits or marketing or outreach, these strategies is to really build excitement. And one of the ways that's really helpful is to actually have acceptance packages for accepted students as well.
Yeah,
and always be thinking about the next steps too.
Yeah, we are always thinking about next steps. So next step here is solidifying your enrollment. And in terms of solidifying your enrollment and what it means to add value or to identify a student's personal value, Jorine, what do you do in the world of recruitment with your admissions counselors? How do you help them identify what the value is in every student?
Yeah, great question, Andy. I think part of that process is just really to listen and get to know them. And really that initial step is, okay, how did you hear about Northwest? What drew you to the program? Because each student will have their own personalized value of what they're looking for. And then to really solidify that enrollment, we remind them subtly or to tell them exactly, hey, this is what exactly that you were interested initially. And that personal value could be financial. It could be the convenience. It could be the proximity, the location. It could be the job opportunities. And Andy, you have a really good story about a student from Alaska.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. As we work with students, we hear all the time why students are interested in Northwest University. And for two students from Alaska, we might hear two totally different stories, but they're the same reason. And so one student might say, I love Northwest University. I love visiting because it reminded me so much of home. The trees, the natural beauty, the hills, all those things. It just, made me feel like I was at home. It was perfect for that, in that way for me. The next student from Alaska, you talk to them and say, I loved it because it was so different from home. You know, you had Seattle nearby, and there's Google down the street and Microsoft over there, and tons of, you know, shopping and great things to explore. And it's just so different from what I have available to me at home. So there they are, two students saying, I'm interested in Northwest University because of the location, and yet the reasons within that are so different. And so it's our job to subtly remind, or even say, hey, you know, when we chatted, what you talked about is how you love Northwest because of A, B, and C. And the same goes for your program. As you're working with students, every single one of them could have a different reason as to why they really see value and they're drawn to doing the NPP. And your job is to key into that and focus on that and help to remind the student of what it is that you can deliver for them in identifying and moving forward their value proposition, what it is that they like about that program. So, Jorine, share with us more about the financial process and other steps here.
Absolutely. So the next steps in solidifying their enrollment is the financial, and then is to really prompt students to submit and complete their FAFSA so they have an estimate of what exactly they would be receiving in terms of their aid, but then also utilizing the resources of our Student Financial Services Office and how to really pay for the program. And the steps after that, fostering those connections. Again, it's really community, which we've kind of touched base on with the fellow admitted students, and really building that interest. And finally, it's the relationships. It's the relationships that really drew them, and it's the relationships that will really help them. What are those connections? What are the people that you can highlight, the staff, the program leaders, the mentors that are in your program that can check in with them and say, hey, this is these are the opportunities that you have with this program, and all of this to really solidify your enrollment and move students through that funnel.
Yeah, that's really important. You know, there are certainly people within your program, within your church, within your organization that the students will interact with, and you want to connect them with those people. I like what Jorine said, you know, with other staff. It could even be with the students that you have. You probably have some great leaders that you would want to connect them with. Certainly, the earlier you can make those connections for prospective students with one another and with your program and the people that are there, that will help to solidify in their mind that this is what they want to be doing. So that's all about solidifying your enrollment. The next piece is about ensuring your students' academic success. You know, at the end of the day, the goal here is to support your students to degree completion. That's what's most important in terms of what we provide to students. You know, we are an educational institution. Now, that isn't saying that faith isn't important, because spiritual growth, spiritual development, this is all central to our ethos, essential to who we are as an institution, missionally driven for the kingdom. So we do that, you know, we do education under the umbrella of being a Christian institution and what it means to pursue faith. But we want to get students onto the goal of what it is and who it is that God has created them to be. So, Jorine, share with us about some of these strategies.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, building excitement for your program, the continuous involvement that they would be receiving, whether it's leadership training, whether it's discipleship, spiritual formation, career preparation, and then lifelong memories. Students want the relationships that will be developed for a long time, and they enjoy those. But then it's also setting expectations, with school being an incredible value, but also requiring a lot of discipline. The classes that students are taking, the coursework, the internship responsibilities, and then balancing the different activities that's happening, whether it's work and worship and life balance and all of those things. And that really is to prompt students to the next steps with utilizing the resources that we have. We are here to partner with you in admissions and student financial services, academic advising, and Andy mentioned a success route for students to ensure their success, as well as a registration process. So we want to be there to support your students and really continue to ensure their success.
That's great. So after that process of recruiting and getting them through the funnel, we have just tracking, and this is just sort of doing the paperwork to understand where your students are at in the process. This is something that admissions is talking about and thinking about all the time. And so from admissions standpoint, we will do our best to keep you informed of where your students are at from our side of things, looking at reports and sending you that kind of information. But Jorine is going to share with you a little bit about the importance of this and how you can do this. I know that you have some resources available to you here as well, with some spreadsheets and stuff like that. So.
Absolutely. There can be a lot of activities, a lot of conversations, and a lot of things to keep track of. So we just provided a couple of helpful tools and resources so that you can check in with students. So did you send them an email? What was the last text message that you sent them? Here's kind of some follow-up resources as well. And then where they are in the application stage, so then you can move them towards the next step. So if they're an inquiry, it's encouraging them to apply. If they're an applicant, it's encouraging them to send in all of their remaining application pieces. So these are just helpful tools, and we have a lot of different opportunities and resources that we'd be happy to continue to partner with you and provide so that you can kind of keep track of your students and really work with them to move them through the next stage of the funnel.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so we've made it most of the way through here. Last but not least, of course, you are our partner. And so we're grateful to be able to work with you, and we want to be able to serve you as you work with your students and really journey with them on their own vocational journey. And so we have a couple different opportunities to do that within your relationship with Northwest University. First off, in admissions, we take a very team approach to doing things. And so we're here to help you. NPP has its own admissions email that you can use. It's nppadmissions@northwestu.edu. And what's great about this is that this is an address that's overseen by multiple people that are monitoring it throughout the day. What that means is that you're not reliant on one person being in the office, not out sick or on vacation or whatever, but you have multiple people that are able to address the needs, and they're all co-trained on what to say and to help you. So know that you'll get a quick response from admissions within a day. Please, give us a little bit of grace on that, because we are working through different enrollment units and different programs at Northwest, but we know how to help you, and we have a team that is here ready to respond to you and get you what you need. Our main focus in admissions is to serve kind of three overall functions, and that is recruitment, which you've learned a lot about right now, operations, which is monitoring students and helping them through the process, and also then last but not least, the visit side of things, and visits and personal engagement. Jorine was talking a lot about that. This is what we like to do. We like to connect students with the experiences that they can have so that they can make a decision about pursuing their enrollment at Northwest University and in the NPP. So we're really grateful to be able to do that, and we have a host of different offices that we partner with beyond the work of admissions, and you're familiar with some of these too, but they include student financial services and academic advising, the registrar, of course, getting students registered for classes. Our IT department is here to help with the learning management system and any kind of IT needs that might arise. Our library has great resources, of course. You have students, they need the books, and so they need to do the studies, and our library is here to help with that too. And campus ministries, it's worth noting that if you're anywhere close to Northwest University, students can, they can come and visit chapel. They can attend our worship events, which are Pursuit worship nights on campus. If you're further away, that's just fine too. We have a devotional page within our campus ministries department that it's just a website, and it's northwestdevo.com. And so I encourage you to go check that out. There's so many different web resources available, and readings and sermons and great messages for students. to engage with Northwest University. So you can do that, your students can do that, and our campus ministries office would be thrilled to serve you as well in that. Well, we're here to help. This is all about ensuring your success and helping you to do the best that you can on your enrollment at Northwest University. And so we are looking forward to partnering with you. We're looking forward to helping you in the process forward. And so please let us know what we can do to help you in this process. So on behalf of Jorine, you want to say farewell?
Bye, everyone. It's nice to work with you.
So he's here to help as well, of course. And so on behalf of Jorine and our entire team in admissions, we're just beyond thrilled to be able to work with you, and so glad to have this partnership. So all the best to you, and please reach out, be a friend. We're looking forward to helping you on the journey ahead. Take care, everybody.